Yes, I think we'll be ready to talk to you now, Melvin.
Josh, are you really sure you want to go through with this merger right away? I mean, it's so soon.
Yes, I'm sure, Vanessa. It is exactly what I want.
Hey, everybody, I just put a case of champagne on ice. We are going to celebrate Oklahoma style. Darling, can I talk to you for a sec?
Billy, I'm going to support you in this because I'm your wife, but I want you to know
Now,
that
you don't have to worry about supporting me in this because you're not going to be in here when we talk about merger.
Why not?
Well, this here's Lewis family business, so it's really not much of your concern.
Of course it's my concern. I'm a member of the Lewis family.
Just trust me. This is the best way to handle it.
Billy, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Oh, here he is.
It's Lewis family business. That's all.
Okay, now you got me all the way down here. What is going on?
Oh, nothing much, HB. Just answered all your dreams.
Okay, amigo, I think it's about time for some answers.
It would be my sincerest pleasure to assist you, sir.
Annabelle. Annabelle, can you hear me? What's happening? Annabelle, answer me. Answer me. What are you seeing?
And now, guiding light. This.
Annabelle, come on. It's Jim. What are you seeing? Annabelle, can you hear me? Where are you?
Jim, I was in a different place.
Different how? What?
No, it wasn't a different place. It was a different time. I felt like I was in a different time. How did that happen?
I don't know. Just tell me exactly what you were seeing.
I saw this wall, but it was different.
Different how? In what way?
There was wood coming halfway up here, and like a wainscoting, and there was
wallpaper?
Wallpaper, yeah.
What?
Up here?
What did it look like?
It was just really, really old, and right here there was a picture.
The lantern. Was the lantern there?
Yes, it was exactly right here.
This is fantastic.
Jim, I felt like I was in a different time, like years and years ago. Did that really happen?
You tell me. What do you think?
I think maybe I have a really big imagination. I mean, how can something like that happen? Maybe I was just seeing things.
No, that's not what it looked like to me.
What did it look like to you?
If it's what I think it was, you had a deja vu experience. Some sort of telepathic impression right here, a real one. It's great.
But deja vu, that happens to everybody all the time, right? That's when you think that something, you've been there before?
Yeah, but you were in an altered state. It was actually happening to you. What you were seeing right here in this room was happening in some other time. It wasn't something that you just remembered.
I don't know. It sounds more like mysticism than science.
Annabelle, believe me, you had a real psychic experience here. I'm positive, and I want to learn everything there is to know about this.
Thank you.
You kidding? For what?
For believing me. I mean, after all the evidence that we found, the weights in the chimney and the fireplace
Look,
and everything.
I believe there's two things happening here. First, somebody's doing their damnedest obviously to get you and Tony out of this place. I don't know why, but I do know it's only part of the story. And second, these are genuine psychic experiences you're having here. And we're not going to let whatever it is going on around here do anything to get in the way of them. Deal?
Deal. Yeah, I cannot tell you what a relief it is to talk to someone who understands this.
Excuse me, I'm looking for someone else. Do you know where I can find Akira Yakamura?
I am he. May I ask who you are?
Yeah, sure. My name's Tony Reardon.
Mr. Reardon.
Mr. Yakamura. Are you a gardener?
That is correct.
And you work for Susan Piper?
Ah, Miss Piper. Yes, I have worked for her many years in many gardens.
Yeah, oh, well, excuse me, I expected someone different. Well, what kind of garden work did you do for Miss Piper?
Most for grand estates with formal walks and tea gardens and
Well, did you ever work on any smaller properties?
smaller properties.
Yeah, like... Mr. Yakamura, my wife and I just bought the cottage at 7437 7th Street. Did you ever work there?
Yes, I have worked there, but if it is a gardener you wish, I am afraid I cannot help you. Fortunately for this old man, I am very busy.
Mr. Yakamura, it's not your outside work I'm looking for. It's an inside job I want to talk to you about.
Would you care for some tea, Mr.
Reardon.
Yes.
Which dream are you talking about?
You know the one in which LTA and Lewis Oil become one big company?
Ooh, what?
Terrific, Daddy.
It sure sounds that way. Why?
Well, let's just say I'm tired of being a thorn in everyone's side. I want to get on with my own life.
When's this going to happen?
Right now.
Well, Patricia, you better get Melvin Johnson on the phone right away, darling.
He's going to be here in an hour, Daddy.
Ah, good girl.
And I just happen to have some preliminary outlines on the new corporation. Would you like to take a look at it?
Yeah, I love what...
Sure would.
You better get ready
Josh
for
is
the party,
already
don't you? You don't want me late.
It looks pretty good.
Billy, why did you make Vanessa leave like that?
Aren't you running enough Lewis lives already?
Any number of ways, but in a merger like this, what usually happens is the head of the acquiring company, that's UHB, becomes the chairman of the board, and the head of the company that's going to be acquired becomes the chief operating officer or president.
Well, since Josh and I both kind of share the duties at LTA...
Well, I seem to recall that Josh was the principal stockholder LTA, am I right?
That's right.
Yeah, he is, but...
Well, that would make him the natural choice for the presidency, wouldn't it?
Well, we're not talking about ownership. We're talking about management here, aren't we?
Billy, I'm sorry. I think HB's right here. Josh does have controlling interest.
Look, this isn't all cut and dry. Now, I think I have a really good point.
Excuse me. Actually, the point here is that I don't want it. There will be no argument. The presidency is all yours.
Why? Why in the world would you want to give up the presidency of the company, Joshua?
I think that Billy could do as good a job as I could in that position. That's all. Maybe even a little bit better. Who knows?
Josh, you have always been so adamant about keeping control of LTA.
This is not going to be LTA. I have changed my mind because the situation has changed. It's as simple as that. This is going to be a family company, right?
Yes,
Well,
but...
so we are all in this together. We are all Lewis's. This is Lewis Oil. I have no problems with the eldest son being on the top rung of the ladder. That's fine with me. It sounds like it makes sense.
You sure?
Yes, I am sure.
Well, it's what you really want. It's okay by me.
And me.
Thanks, brother. I really don't know what to say.
You just watch out, because I'm going to be right under you, so don't go falling off that ladder, all right?
No way I'm going to fall down.
Congratulations, Billy.
Oh, Billy, I think you'll make a great president. Mwah.
Well, now that that's settled, let's say we iron out a few other things before Melvin gets here.
Sounds good. Maybe we ought to start off figuring out where the company's going to have its headquarters.
Sure. Now, the name is still going to be Lewis Oil. But everything is up for fresh beginning, like this family. I think we ought to make Lewis Oil headquarters right here in Springfield. What do you say?
Sounds good to me.
I'll second that one.
Oh, I just happen to have a few figures on the cost of the rest of this building. Anybody interested?
It certainly is nice to know where the brains in this operation.
Joshua, why are you handing that presidency over to Billy?
Do you think it's a bad idea?
I do, if you're doing it for the reason I think you are.
Look at this, the fourth, fifth, and sixth floor.
Do you really think you're always going to be paralyzed?
That's not the reason.
Good. Because if it is, I don't like it. You know that's not true.
I'm doing this because I have caused this family a lot of problems lately. I think it's time that I try to heal that.
Joshua.
Besides, I don't need a title to prove who I am.
But that's a good idea.
I know what I can do.
Oh, that's a beauty. You should see the view. It's got a beautiful park.
About the only thing I am going to fight for, though, is this office because I love this office, all right? This is mine.
Oh, that I were that pen, that I might touch that cheek.
Well, look who's here. Fletcher Reed. You know, you're going to paraphrase. I think you should paraphrase Don Juan and not Romeo.
Beg your pardon?
Well, after all, Romeo had only one poor Juliet, and Don Juan had one.
Should I come back in?
Oh, no. Please come in and sit down and tell me all about how you managed to forget to tell me that you were engaged.
Engaged?
Not only a Don Juan, but a Don Juan with a memory lapse. Now, that could be very dangerous. Your fiancé came by and told me all about your engagement.
My fiancé, and who might that be?
You mean there's more than one? Oh, Dr. Ramsey. Dr. Ramsey, the one you're marrying this week, the one who has hired the accordion player.
Oh, that fiancé.
The very one.
Well, I am sorry to tell you, but the whole thing's off.
Oh, what a pity. Now, my only question is, have you told her? Because when she came into my office a few days ago, she seemed to be under the impression that it was all on.
I know. It happened suddenly last weekend. Well, actually, it all started to fall apart last week, and then this weekend, boom, kaput. That's why I haven't been around since the Lewis's party. I was trying to let her down gently.
Oh, poor girl. She must be just crushed.
Devastated.
Why did you do it?
Well, I couldn't go on living a lie, now could I?
Oh, no, of course not. One cannot go on living a lie.
Ever since we've met, I haven't been able to think of anybody but you. Now, why would I marry somebody else?
I really don't know. Although I think it's probably just as well. For your sake, I mean.
Mine?
Yes, Dr. Ramsey seems a little unstable, not to mention unsteady.
Oh, well, I mean, she's only been that way since you came into my life. It drives Claire crazy to be so outclassed.
Yes, class will win out. That's what I always say to myself.
Well, I am glad that it's all over with anyway. I mean, my life has been so crowded. It's just one less detail for me to worry about. And, well, anyway, my life has also been such a mess lately.
Oh, I'm sorry. Might I ask why, or would that seem to be prying?
Oh, no. It's just that I'm having trouble with this book that I'm supposed to be writing about Dr. Jim Reardon.
Oh, the famous scientist.
The very one. You know, this book started out being a story about Dr. Jim's discovery of the Dreaming Death virus, and now suddenly it's gone on an entirely different tangent. I mean, it's a great story, don't get me wrong. It's just messing up my book, that's all.
What is this new story about, Fletcher?
Well, Jim's brother, Tony Reardon, he and his wife are having this trouble. Very strange things are happening with this cottage they just bought, and Dr. Jim's bound and determined to get to the bottom of it.
Really?
Okay, what do you say? You want to try it again?
Sure.
You know, hey, we can call this a day. I can come back tomorrow.
Oh, no. I like having you here, really. I'll tell you something. I really appreciate all the time and the energy you've spent here, too. Poor Hillary. I bet she doesn't see as much of you as I do.
Yeah, I guess she does feel a little left out. But then that's been true all along, long before this project. I mean, once I get involved in my work, I'm totally immersed in it. Unfortunately, Hillary wants us to spend more time together lately.
I suppose that the strangeness of this project doesn't make it easier.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess she'd understand things a little better if I was working on something a little more tangible, like a virus, huh?
Hillary doesn't really buy this psychic stuff, huh?
No, and I get the feeling that she's almost afraid that I'm going to stop loving her if she doesn't feel the exact same things that I do.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, it's nice to have someone to talk about this stuff with, but I don't love Tony any less because of his skepticism.
I know.
Does Hillary know that?
Maybe I haven't told her enough.
Maybe you should.
You're right. You're right. You know, it'd be nice to have her more involved in this if that's possible.
Absolutely. We can use all the help we can get. So, shall we try and raise my ghosts again?
Hey, great, you're on. Okay. We'll use the lantern as the common object, seeing as how it was common to this room in both past and present, okay? Just concentrate. Clear your mind of anything, any extraneous thought. I don't want you thinking of anything. Just concentrate on that lantern. Let it act as your conduit, okay? That's it. Just keep your mind clear. What do you see?
Nothing. I don't know. It seems like I'm stuck in the here and now.
Wonder if some outside force is interrupting you.
Hi, guys. Hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Hillary!
I just came by to remind you we're going to go pick up our costumes, remember?
That's right. I completely forgot.
Yeah, Tony and I are going too.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be great. It's going to be our big night out on the town. So, what were you guys doing over there before?
Hillary, you are not going to believe what just happened. I was looking at this wall, and I saw it change into a completely different wall. It was fantastic. It was like I had jumped into another age.
Really? What did it look like?
Well, it had wainscoting up to here, and then it was wallpaper up here. It was like Victorian almost.
That's interesting. You know, that's the same period they always used to celebrate the Founders' Day celebration. Maybe that all this to do is influencing you somehow.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible I could have kicked into this, but no, I think it's Annabelle's special connection with this house that's caused the whole thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, the power of the human mind is unbelievable. If we can verify Annabelle's experiences, explore them, we might be able to understand this power a little better, maybe even free it.
Well, I guess so. Anything's possible. Well, is that what you were doing when I came in here trying to see the other wall?
Yeah, but it wasn't working.
Wonder why not?
Could be a lot of reasons. There's probably some disruptive force that's keeping it from happening.
You mean like me?
Can we talk now?
Certainly. But I must confess, I am mystified about this inside job you refer to. I do not do houseplants.
But you did work at the grounds at my cottage, is that right?
That is true. Many years.
How many years?
The flow of time is best enjoyed, not catalogued.
Tell me, have you been back over to my cottage recently, maybe to visit some of your flowers or something?
No.
Well, when you did work there, who lived in the house?
No one.
Did you ever go in the house?
No.
Come on, not even on a hot day to get a glass of cold water?
No.
Why?
It was not permitted.
By who?
Miss Piper.
Miss Piper. Miss Piper's a tough lady.
I would not associate that adjective with Miss Piper.
Well, I would, Mr. Yakamura. I think Miss Piper's capable of anything. In fact, I think Miss Piper could be a very dangerous person.
So the structure of the top management of Lewis Oil will be Harlan B. Lewis, chairman, William Harlan Lewis, president, Joshua Lewis and Patricia Lewis, executive vice presidents, right?
Correct.
Now, what about the board of directors?
Well, that's the nice thing about having a private corporation, Melvin. We don't have to have any outsiders on the board, just family, just the four of us.
You mean 5, don't you, Billy?
Did you forget how to count?
Not me. You, boy. Look around.
You aren't seriously considering including Reva on this, are you?
Of course I plan to include my wife.
Well, if we're going to include wives, then maybe we should divide it into 6 parts and include Vanessa.
Is that why you excluded her from this meeting just now?
How did you plan to divide up the voting stock, HB?
An even split? 20% down the line.
You mean you don't intend to keep controlling interest?
No. I meant what I said when I said this was going to be a family operation. Everybody gets an equal voice, for better or for worse.
I think that sounds fair.
Sounds fair to me.
Besides that, Reva and I don't plan to be involved in the day-to-day operation. That's for the 3 of you. It's set up that way. All we want is a say in the overall policy and the direction.
Billy, look, what's the problem? You're getting what you want here. LTA is merging with Lewis Oil.
That's right, Billy. 20% of Lewis Oil is worth more than LTA altogether.
Well, what do you say, boy?
All right. I'll go along with your proposal on one condition.
What's that?
That Reva stays on the board only as long as she stays with you. Well, I mean, this is just a formality after all, isn't it? Oh, unless, of course, you think Reva married you just for your money.
Billy, you are way out of line.
You're damn right he is.
Harlan, it's all right. I know how much this merger means to you, and I am more than happy to give up my seat on the board.
You most certainly will not. You're not giving up a cotton-picking thing. And you better straighten out your thinking, or I might just pull out of this whole deal altogether. And then where would you be, Billy?
Just a point of clarification, Billy. You were referring only to the possibility of divorce.
Of course.
No. I see what Melvin's getting at. I'm an old man. I'm not going to be around forever.
Daddy.
Harlan, you're going to outlive all of us. You're going to outlive all of us put together.
I tell you what, Billy. I'll accept your condition that Reva loses her share if we divorce. That is, if you agree, Reva.
Of course I do.
However, if we're married, when I die, Reva keeps her share and her rightful place on the board. That's it. No questions, ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, what happens to your shares if you die?
That's disgusting.
It's a fair question. But I don't have to answer it right now. You'll find out soon enough. What do you say? Agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, Melvin. Put it all together nice and neat.
All right, I'll draw up a letter of intent. Have your secretary type it up for me.
Thank you, Melvin.
Won't take very long. Excuse me.
Thank you very much, Melvin.
So the good doctor is going to come in and solve the problem. What is it? Cabin fever?
No. Actually, it's much more interesting than that. They're having these strange things happen around their house. Well, strange things like the electricity going off, and suddenly these gas lights turning on by themselves, and then there's this mantelpiece that has a mind of its own, and most recently, they found this weird dummy that was dressed up in this Victorian-like costume, and he was sitting there in a rocking chair.
Goodness, and so the doctor's going to investigate these peculiar occurrences.
Well, that's just it. First, they thought there was someone playing tricks on them to try and scare them out of their house, you see.
No.
But, well, that just didn't make any sense. I mean, who would want to scare them out of their house? So that idea's out.
Oh, what idea is in?
You know, I'm kind of a tough-nosed reporter here, you know, and, well, this kind of thing is kind of embarrassing for me to admit.
Oh, come on, Fletcher, old sport. You can tell me.
Well, I couldn't keep it from you if I tried. We think, we believe, well, Jim and the rest of us, that there is some kind of psychic phenomenon at work in that house.
And my, Dr. Ryan is going to investigate the psychic phenomenon.
Yes.
And you are going to assist.
Well, just as a reporter covering a story, of course.
Well, I shall look forward to reading about it in the newspapers. I'm sure it'll be fascinating.
Well, I hope so. Dr. Jim is always good copy. You've met him, haven't you?
No, I'm afraid I never have. Of course, I've read about his fabulous exploits in the paper, and of course what you've told me about him.
Well, hey, then listen, that is why I came by here today to invite you to a party tonight.
I thought you would never ask.
Jim will be there. You can kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Well, that would be lovely, but I'm afraid I have another date for the evening.
Oh. Well, couldn't you...
It is a little late in the day to be asking, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
However, I'll be delighted to disappoint my date in exactly the same way you disappointed Dr. Ramsey.
You will? Wonderful. Especially now because Dr. Jim will get a chance to meet you. I've only been talking about you and been in his ear for weeks.
How sweet.
Well, it's true. You know, I would have introduced you two before, but, well, Jim's kind of hard to pull away from his projects.
And sort of obsessive personality, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you could call him that if you want to. Well, he wouldn't even come to this tonight if Annabelle hadn't insisted on it. She's someone else you're going to like.
I've already met her.
Yeah. Well, then you probably know that she's just fascinated about anything that has to do with Springfield history. She wouldn't miss tonight for anything. In fact, you know, I will bet that she will be the very last person to leave.
Really?
Yes. And speaking of leaving, I will pick you up at 6 o'clock, if that's all right.
6:30 will be lovely.
6:30, then.
Hudson? Yeah, this is Billy Lewis. Good, I'm glad to talk to you, too. Look, I hear from the grapevine that you are just about the best there is in your line of work. Good. I like a man who's proud of what he does. Say, Hudson, I'd like to talk to you. Maybe you could meet me over here at LTA. No, this afternoon. Yeah, about 4 o'clock. No, I can't go into what it is I want to discuss over the phone, but I will tell you that you get some results for me, this could be very lucrative for you. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, about 4 o'clock then. Yeah. Bye.
What is it that can't be discussed, Billy?
Darling, I thought you were getting ready for the Founders Day party.
Well, I was. Then I decided I'd come back and try and find out why you made me leave that meeting.
Now, darling, I already explained all that to you.
Well, forgive me if I'm a little upset and confused, but I don't understand. Because it wasn't very long ago that you said that I was the very best Lewis there was. Do you remember that? It was at Cross Creek.
Of course I do.
Oh. Well, you've changed, I guess. You know, you've changed so much I can hardly recognize you.
Darling, look, sometimes it's just best for a wife to support her husband, not question everything she
I'm
does.
trying, Billy. I am really trying, but you make it very hard. You're angry all the time, and when you're not angry, you're secretive. What do you expect me to do?
Look, darling, I've got to get back into that meeting. They are waiting for me.
Look, I know you don't believe in what we're doing, and that's okay.
No, hold
on a minute. Hold on. I never said I didn't believe in the research.
Well, you don't, do you?
Well, now, I'll admit at the beginning I didn't believe this psychic phenomenon stuff, and I was skeptical. But, I've been listening to what you've been telling me, and I've been looking at those books you've been leaving around the house so subtly. And, I know how important this is to you, and, actually, thinking about it has given me some more food for thought.
Well, I'm glad.
I mean, look, if two of the most stable, down-to-earth people I know believe in the psychic phenomena, who am I to say, right?
That is terrific.
It is.
I know how important this is to you and that this is what you want to do for research. And since that's the case, I'm behind you 100%. Because let me tell you, ain't nothing gonna come between me and my man.
Watch out.
Not in this life or the next one.
Well, thank you.
Look, if you want to keep working, I can go pick up
Oh,
the
no,
costume.
listen, I am really beat. I've had it for today. So you guys take off.
You sure?
Absolutely. Really.
Hey, then let's go party.
Yep.
Leave this stuff here. I'll pick it up tomorrow.
All right.
okay?
Bye-bye.
We'll
See
take
you
care.
tonight.
Take
See
care.
you tonight.
I hardly believe Miss Piper is a dangerous person, Mr. Reardon.
Well, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Yakamura. She's been harassing my wife and I ever since we moved into this house. She's tried everything, lawsuits. She's tampered with public records so we couldn't get a loan from the bank, and God knows how many other dirty tricks.
I cannot believe this of so nice a lady.
Now, you've never known Miss Piper to do anything underhanded? Now, I mean, suppose she wanted to get someone to move out of a house. Mr. Yakamura, any information you have would be of great help to me.
The essence of a Japanese garden is serenity and peace. I believe you might profit from them both, Mr. Reardon. Come.
I would be a lot more serene and peaceful, Mr. Yakamura, if you quit evading my questions.
The world is but a single dewdrop set trembling on a stem. And yet...
Mr. Yakamura.
Give this to your wife, Mr. Reardon. It will please her, I think. It is called Spirit of the Night.
I'd rather bring her some answers if it's all the same.
I have given you all that I have, young friend.
Well, why not? No. Hey, I'm glad you're back, Billy. I have a few things I want to say. We've all been through some pretty rough waters. And I got to admit that when things got real low, I did have a doubt or two. But in my heart of hearts, I knew we'd weather those storms because that's the way it is with families like this. We pull together because we need each other and because this family means so much to us. I'm glad of it. Oh, boy, I'm glad for you all. But most especially, I'm glad for me. Because now I can pass on to my loved ones what I've struggled so long and hard to build. And you know something? Man doesn't amount to much if he can't do that. He leaves behind him nothing but a heap of dust. You know, I remember when each of you was a tiny baby. Such helpless little creatures you were. With the whole world before you. And I swore I'd do the very best I could by you. Now, I know often that the best just wasn't good enough. But I swear, by all that's holy, that it wasn't ever for the lack of trying. And wishing you all well. I want you to know that. I love you all. I hope you can believe that. Hey, I didn't mean this to be a funeral. This here's a celebration. The Lewises are finally back together on the same side of the fence. Ain't nothing gonna stop us now.
Oh, forget it. Fletcher.
Annabelle. Tony back yet?
No, he's not. Did you find out something?
No, not yet, but I am definitely following the third law of reporting.
And what is the third law of reporting?
Keeping your leads well greased.
You know, I don't even think that I want to get into what that entails. Listen, why don't you wait here? Tony should be back any minute, and I have to go up and get ready for this party.
Go right ahead.
Make yourself at home.
Thank you. I'll do that. Very clever, Miss Susan Piper. But not clever enough. Hey, hiya, sport.
Hey, Fletch.
Why the long face? Wasn't Mr. Yakamura home?
Yeah, he was home, but I went over there looking for a snake in the grass. I found the King of the May instead. You just saw I go in there looking for this muscle-bound wise guy. Instead, I find this sweet old man who offers me tea and starts reciting poetry to me.
Hey, well, listen, don't let looks fool you, because whoever is doing these numbers on you and Annabelle doesn't have to be strong, he just has to be smart.
Yeah, well, he may be smart, but I just don't think he's the crafty type. Although, I did think he was hiding something, especially when I mentioned Miss Piper to him.
So, we're on the right track.
Yeah, but I need more than just a feeling. Come on. It just frustrates the hell out of me so much. I just want to prove to her that someone is doing all of this stuff so she'll forget all that psychic garbage.
Relax, pal. You're going to have all the proof you need tonight. I have got a plan that'll see to it that our Miss Piper spooking days are through.
Ohio, Yakamura-san. I believe we have some unfinished business to discuss about the cottage.
Okay. Billy. HB. Okay.
Just those out there. I'll take one. I'll have that.
All right. Out for the champagne.
Cheers. From out here, too.
There you are, Melvin.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
To the new Lewis Oil.
Hudson Brown? Good to meet you.
Hi there, Billy.
Look, have a seat. Now, I want to talk to you about Reva Shane Lewis.
This has been Guiding Light. Fashions provided by Lily Rubin Salon South Southwest and Barney's. Jewelry by Miriam Haskell. Be sure to be with us tomorrow for another full hour of Guiding Light.